Wreck-It Ralph in 3D. Wreck-It Ralph is a delightful find. I realize it's not obscure, but I never paid the title much attention. And really, I've only watched it because a friend brought it over a couple of weeks ago. It begins by introducing us to the arcade, and there's a slow pan going through the arcade at the start of the movie that gives a very effective view of where the machines live. I love looking into the arcade, which they also use for the menu screen. Looking through the glass into a TV is a very satisfying 3D shot. For some reason, there's something about seeing a flat TV in a stereo world that is very interesting. Attention always flows to a TV, whether it be at home, a waiting room, or an airport terminal. We wonder why a bug may be attracted to a flame, but we too are drawn into a kind of flame. And some might even say burned by it. This is a movie where the experience is so much richer in 3D. Because it takes place in a colorful, mostly kids' video game world, everything is bright with easily defined edges, and the 3D takes to it very natural. There are these hanging vines where the stereo really informs you of their dangling position and elastic nature, and also being able to detect the angle of the horizon in this shot emphasizes that they are faced with something that makes them feel small and helpless. And here, this shot where the girl's eyeglasses have a bit of twinkling glare that can only be seen in 3D. Great little subtle 3D moments. Wreck-It Ralph begins by explaining it's hard to love your job when no one likes you for doing it. A character called Gene later drives this home with a terse, "You are just a bad guy," indicating his role in his video game. So he sets out to become something of a hero, and is actually deceived by that idea, using the words, heroes have to make tough choices. In a way, he doesn't realize that he already is a hero. And in fact, in the movie, it all goes wrong because he decides to do something selfless instead of selfish. Sure, he's deceived, but it shows he's not the bad guy, he's the tough guy, and ultimately he'll use his might to do right and bear the brunt of it. Now, the great thing about movies is you get to have a happy ending. And the real world, being selfless, doing what is right, perhaps even just doing your job, is often an invisible and thankless task. Actually, it's far worse than invisible. No good deed goes unpunished. Problem with life in general is it is impossible to know someone's heart. We don't know why people do what they do. We guess, which is actually kind of a problem. One of the more helpful realizations I ever got was the negative consequences of positive judgments. Judgments bite me in the rear when I assume to know why a person did what they did, and there's always an explanation as to why someone harmed or ripped me off. Some people you just imagine are no good, but others it seems almost unimaginable that they would cause any harm. And both assessments can harm you, but I think for the most part, the positive judgment has actually the most potential to destroy. But making a decision based on what you see instead of what you want to believe is tough, especially when it comes to telling a friend no. When you know there are no hugs and handshakes for doing the right thing. But this is a movie, so everyone can understand each other by the end, and that's just nice to see. It's oddly comforting to see someone somewhere recognizes value and accolades are not the same thing. Now, just a quick mention, this disc has a 3D extra, which is rare and welcome. It's called Pac Man, and is an interesting little black and white bit about a guy trying to get a girl's attention. And it's yeah, you can see it on Disney Plus, but man, it's really neat in 3D, especially because of its simplicity. And I suppose it's trying to say 100 failures are no match for a single success.